So I have this Go board that I keep in my office, and I thought it would be fun to point a webcam at it and see if I could recognize the stones on the surface of the board. And I purposely wanted it so that the webcam is in a perspective view, actually a really highly skewed perspective view, so that it's kind of out of the way if you're actually playing a game on this board. You don't have to have all this rigging with the camera directly above and whatnot. And so I bring it into this Psi framework, which is a project that we're working on at work for dealing with sensor streams. It's integrated with OpenCV, and so here is just a live view. If I actually, you can see me doing it right here. If I move in front of the camera, it's updating live, but what's being overlaid here is this quadrangle to determine the corners of the board. It's computing a matrix between this quadrangle and a square. So you can see that as I drag this corner around, it's completely warping and distorting the image. But if I actually specify properly the real corners of the board, then I get a nice squared up overhead looking view, even though the camera's off to the side. Now the stones are kind of stretched out and they're kind of offset a little bit because they're not two-dimensional right on the surface of the board. They actually have some perspective to them. So I overlay a grid. I know the size of the board and can divide it evenly and overlay a grid. I'll let you move that grid around though, so you can actually center them on the stones, accounting for the perspective. And what it's doing is it's sampling the colors under these points. So you can see actually if I move it off to the side that it's sampling the average color under those points. And just a second, let me get it squared up here. If you arrange on the board, this particular arrangement is a calibration position. It's expecting a black in each of these corners and whites on each of these side star points. I can calibrate and voila, it detects those stones. So it's just built 3 really simple classifiers that just classify each of the points as either being empty black or white, depending on their color similarity to the known average empty black and white color samples. And it works pretty well. So there you go, there's the board. And so then of course the idea is that you can just play out whatever you like. There's an empty board now. If I move my hand in front of the board, then it completely freaks out and puts stones on there. You can see the shadows showing up as blacks and my hand itself is whites. But if I filter out the noise, it should be pretty stable. Let's say we just play something out. I don't know what a good position would be. Whatever. Do something like that, and it shows up perfectly. So the idea would be then to take this and plug it into a Go engine and do like move analysis, generate moves so you can play against it, territory analysis and scoring, things like that. But it's just fun. So this is using Psi, which is a framework for taking in sensor streams that are time-stamped and doing time-based joins and things like that. Plugging into machine learning, plugging into computer vision. If you're inside Microsoft, you can actually look up this address and check it out. It's the Platform for Situated Interaction, or Psi for short. I keep that thing in my office. And it's pretty fun.